Hey, how y'all doing today? Welcome to Cooking with Dave. I'm Dave. Today we're going to cook some lasagna. Everybody loves lasagna. Everybody doesn't love to cook lasagna. Some people do. A lot of people think it's too much of a hassle. I'm going to show you how it's not a hassle, how you can cook lasagna easy, make it good, make everybody love it, make everybody think you're a wonderful cook. Cooking easy lasagna. Now what I did here in my pan was I just cooked some bacon. I'm going to use the bacon grease. Y'all know how I like to do that with my onions. And it's going to give my sauce some serious flavor. But I put this bacon aside and I will snack on it while I cook. We're going to make lasagna that's going to make your tongue slap your brains out. You know what I'm saying? We start off with a little maple bacon. And we render down. I got some bacon grease in here. Put some onion in there. About a whole cut of onion. And then we're going to take some garlic. I put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of garlic in there, depending, put some garlic in there, get some flavor in that thing. Put a little salt and pepper on your onions and garlic. Alright, so the most important thing about our lasagna is going to be our sauce. Because if you have a nice tasting sauce, you're going to have a nice tasting lasagna. And a lot of people don't know, you don't have to cook the noodles before you cook lasagna. Biggest pain about cooking lasagna is dealing with hot, wet noodles. And they burn you, they're hard to deal with, get them in the pan, whatever. We don't deal with that. We put our noodles in raw, hard, crisp, raw, and they absorb our sauce. And as they absorb our sauce, they even taste better than they would if you just boil them in water or whatever. You don't have to do all that. And I'm going to show you how we do that. Now that I have my onions all caramelized and ready to go, I'll go ahead and add my meat. I'm going to put some sausage, just some country sausage. You can use Jimmy Dean. You can use any kind of sausage you want. It doesn't matter. I think the sausage is important though. It gives your lasagna a little different flavor. So you could also make spaghetti this way. This is also making spaghetti. We'll take about a pound of sausage. I'll take a pound of hamburger, regular hamburger. And we're going to take some Italian seasoning. We're going to put some Italian seasoning around top of that. And we're just going to brown the hamburger and brown the sausage. I like to get my hands into my food. Put your hands in. Don't be scared to get your hands in there. Make sure your hands is clean. Wash your hands, but you get your hands in your food. My mama always told me that you should put a little bit of yourself in everything that you cook. So get in there, put your hands in there, mix that thing up, get the sausage mixed up, get the hamburger all mixed up together, and then get them all browned together. That's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm browning my hamburger now, about 5 minutes, so a little more. I want to make sure I cook my hamburger and my sausage really, really well. I want to make sure it's really brown. I want to try to cook all the grease I can out of it. What I'm going to do, for everybody that cringes when I use the bacon grease, what I do is I don't want a greasy sauce. Alright? So after I get my hamburger brown and the bacon grease and the onions and everything, I'm going to take it and I'm going to use my strainer and I'm going to strain all the grease, all that I can, off of it, and then return it back to the pot. I'm going to get the bread, the bacon grease, and everything. All we wanted was to flavor our meat with the bacon grease and the onions, get the flavor of the bacon grease. And so we have bacon grease throughout our sauce, but hopefully we will not have a greasy sauce. So we want to get rid of all the grease we can and then return the hamburger and the sausage back to our pot as grease-free as it can be. Stewed tomatoes, regular stewed tomatoes, just diced. Just put them right in my hamburger and sausage. I put the tomatoes right into the hamburger and the sausage, and that's going to give them a good stir. Like that, mix them all together, looks good. I used 3 cans. I could have used 4 cans. If you want to be a little more tomato, you could have used 4 cans. Or if you want to, take the time to stew yourself some tomatoes. You need to stew about 4 or 5 tomatoes per can. So that means I put about 15 stewed tomatoes in this pot so far. And I'm saying you might could use upwards around 20. Up to you how much sauce you want, how much lasagna you want to make. I'll make a pretty good sized pan of lasagna. So 3 tomatoes and a little can of tomato paste. Remember, the most important part of our lasagna is our sauce. We have to have a wonderful tasting sauce. We just get our tomatoes in there. We had the caramelized onions and the bacon grease. We have some sausage. We have some hamburger in there with the tomatoes. Everything is wonderful. Now, I put the tomato paste in there to make it thicken up a little bit. And now, I don't have enough liquid in my sauce. So I'm going to add some chicken stock to my sauce to give me the sauce texture that I'm looking for. Now I don't know how much right here. I've got about 3 cups of chicken broth. I'm probably going to put about 2 cups of it in there. Maybe not, maybe that's about a cup and a half. Just enough to give me a good liquid, good consistency where it looks like spaghetti sauce. I'm trying to make spaghetti sauce. Alright, now if it doesn't look like spaghetti sauce right away, I'm going to show you what this is going to look like. I'm going to bring the camera over here and show you what this looks like. It kind of looks just like some tomatoes and some hamburger put together. Now what we'll do is we want to cook this down. So I'm going to put a little more sauce. Let's make it a little thinner. Oops, how about that right there? It's a little bit thinner. And I'm going to cook this down. And when I get done cooking it down, for about 45 minutes, I'll cook it on medium just to give it a simmer. I want to simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour just to make me a nice sauce. And it's all about the sauce. Remember? It's all about the sauce. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put some more Italian seasoning in there. It's very important to have enough Italian seasoning in your sauce. It's important to have enough garlic. So we're going to go ahead and throw about another teaspoon of garlic in our sauce. And something I don't usually do for spices, but I do for my spaghetti sauce and my lasagna, is I put a couple bay leaves. These are just regular old bay leaves. I put them in there. I put big ones in there because I take them out. We don't want to eat these. We want to take them out before we put it in our noodles and stuff. So I make them big enough that I can find them again. Alright, there's about 3 or 4 bay leaves in there. We'll put 5 in there. 5 bay leaves in there. It's going to give us a nice strong flavor. It's going to be really, really good. And nobody's going to know what the flavor is in your lasagna. They're all going to think that it is the sausage. But they're going to be wrong. It's actually going to be the bay leaf. But you let them think it's the sausage. And you tell them whatever sausage you put in there, it's a special kind of sausage you bought just for them. And they will think that you're some kind of special. Alright, but you're going to see as we cook this, it's going to get more red and look more like a tomato spaghetti sauce. And if I have to, in order to achieve that, I will add some more tomato paste if I have to. But let's see what it looks like. We're just going to let that cook. Ba-bam. With a lid on it for about 45 minutes at a simmer, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now we're simmering well. Been simmering for about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. I'll turn it down a little bit. See, now we're looking more like a spaghetti sauce. Looking just like a spaghetti sauce, matter of fact. Might have cooked it down too much. That's no big deal. If I want to, I'm just going to add some more chicken broth right to it. Thin it out just a little bit, just for my lasagna. But see here, now we're looking like spaghetti. That's what we want to do. We just want to look like spaghetti. Once it looks like spaghetti, that's our sauce. And remember, the most important thing about the sauce, spaghetti sauce, is our bay leaves. And remember to always remove your bay leaves. You don't want anybody eating a bay leaf. They'll be very mad at you. If you try to feed them bay leaf, they'll choke on it and holler and fuss at you. I have had that happen. I speak from experience. A little more evenly. But, you know, I want to get some of this out, man. This ain't looking good. Alright. And then I think I'm going to take this big end piece right over here. Ba-boom. Oh, don't fall apart. Don't fall apart. Now see, it wouldn't fall apart if I let it congeal a little longer. But that's okay. Because we're going to eat it anyway. You know what I'm saying. You know, but I'm a pig and I can't wait. You know. Okay. So ba-boom. Look at that. Is that wonderful? Tell me that does not look wonderful. You can see